What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Frazer Clarke versus David Allen, and this was a 10-rounder in the heavyweight division. And this fight was Saturday, September 2nd from the Manchester Arena in Manchester, England. And this fight was broadcasted on ESPN Plus in the US and Sky Sports in the UK. And in this fight, Frazer Clarke was able to get a 6-round stoppage victory over David Allen. So this fight ended in between rounds 6 and 7. So Frazer Clarke, I had this fight scored 58-55 in Clarke's favor. This fight had a weird sort of ending to it. And just to break down each round as the fight went on, the first 2 rounds, Frazer Clarke was just doing better. He was just landing the better shots, and you could say the same in the first 3. Frazer Clarke was just doing the better work, going to the body, going to head, throwing combinations, just doing much better. There would be some instances where Allen would land like a nice overhand right, but overall, it was Frazer Clarke who was much more active with the harder shots. But then round 4, I actually gave it a 10-10, which I rarely do, but it was a very, very close round. Frazer Clarke had better pity-patter shots overall, his shots had less power on him, but David Allen landed a few huge bombs to the head of Frazer Clarke, so I just gave that one a 10-10. Then round number 5, I gave it to Frazer Clarke, just had the better work overall. It was a more quiet round, and David Allen started to complain about low blows, and he was really complaining. He'd get hit, and then he'd just turn his head, even though sometimes they weren't even low blows. So, it was just odd. And then in the 6th round, this was a real weird round. There was a low blow from Frazer Clarke, and I'm going to be honest, I know the rule in some cases it's the belt line's good, the belt line's bad, but David Allen had this huge foul protector on. Huge, and I think you could even see it from just this fight picture I have. His foul protector was so high up, and it was above his belly button. And whenever Frazer Clarke would even touch him down there, even just in the body anywhere, he would complain, and it was just really frustrating. And obviously, this has been a topic of discussion in this past week in the heavyweight division with Usyk and Dubois, with Ajagba and Kosabutsky, and now with these two. Just very interesting. And then the referee did end up taking away a point from Frazer Clarke for a low blow in that round, and then he did it again when Frazer Clarke went to the body, or went down, trying to go down to the body. And what he was doing wasn't even on purpose, and I'm going to be honest, when they would replay it, obviously the commentators would have to say, oh, well, it's below that foul protector, but that foul protector was above the belly button of David Allen, so it was just, I could imagine that Frazer Clarke was extremely frustrated because, he was easily winning the fight, and yeah, he had 2 points taken away, and then in the later part of that round, Frazer Clarke started to land huge shots in David Allen, so I think that's why they stopped the fight in the corner, because all of a sudden they just stopped the fight, and it was just kind of odd. It sort of reminded me of when David Allen fought David Price, where they just stopped it in between the rounds just at random. But yeah, Frazer Clarke did a very good job in this one, closing out that 6th round especially. The first 3 rounds he won easy, like I said before. Round 4 was pretty close. Round 5 he won easy. Round 6, he won it easily, but there was just those point deductions. And yeah, he closed out well in that 6th round. He has some pretty decently fast hands for a guy at his size. I think he's at least 250 pounds or heavier, and he's got some pretty fast hands for a guy that weight. But yeah, I think for him, what's next for Frazer Clarke? He now improves to 8-0 with 6 KOs. For him, I think he just should continue on moving up in competition. David Allen is a decent level British fighter, and definitely a step up from Frazer Clarke's prior competition. Frazer Clarke also fought Mario Zwak, I believe so, as well. I think he should continue stepping it up. Fighting 2 journeymen in his last couple of fights, 2 well-respected journeymen in Wak and David Allen, and I think he should move it up even more, take on someone who's maybe ranked top 35, top 30 in the heavyweight division. But as for David Allen, losing here for the 6th time in his career, at some point I thought he was going to retire, then he came back, had a few fights, now he lost here again. I don't know, he could retire, he could continue on being sort of a gatekeeper for these prospects, but yeah, for him, it's really either going to be retirement or just the same old career that he's been fighting. So overall, Frazer Clarke defeats David Allen by a 6-round corner stoppage to improve to 8-0 with 6 KOs. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.